Hi, my name's Matthew Cheng, and allow me to start today's talk with a personal anecdote, one that I have witnessed from my grandfather. This is my grandpa, and as a kid, I have grew up hearing his stories as a Korean War veteran. Grandma will always say how he was metalled for rescuing a teammate from the enemy artillery. She said it was in that battle that he was left with numerous inch-long scars on his back. Those shattered bullets dug deep, and the doctors were only able to remove some. That's why Grandpa often suffered from backache every now and then. Every time I ran to my grandpa to ask if the stories Grandma told me were true, he had always smile and tell me things like, peace is a valuable gift, or it is something that we don't have to fight for any more battles. But the reality tends to let people down. Later in half of his life, he fought 3 more battles. But this time, the enemy came from within. He fought with cancers 3 more times. The first time was in his 60s, when the initial symptoms surfaced as a lump on his left cheek. The apprehension motivated him to have it surgically removed. Pathology confirmed it was a skin cancer, but it was detected early and was left with no further impact. The second time was in his 80s, when he experienced the difficulties in urinating. A routine physical examination shows an elevated PSA level, which could indicate either urinary infections or prostate cancer. But my grandpa couldn't endure another biopsy, so the doctor just decided to treat it as a cancer just to be safe. As a result, my grandfather underwent 6 months of intervention treatment before stopping on his own. In the end, he never knew for sure if it was a cancer or not. The third time was in his 90s, when he experienced the difficulties in swallowing and even had occasionally vomited. Though our family quickly brought him for medical attention, the cancer has already spread across his body, and he was still diagnosed with late-stage esophageal cancer. The tumor quickly blocked his digestive tract and prevented him from eating. And at his age made surgical removal almost impossible. I watched my grandpa endure 3 months of suffering, unable to eat and only surviving on insufficient nutrition from the intravenous infusion. He essentially starved to death. Witnessing a loved one be consumed by cancer while the modern medicine stood helplessly due to the inability for early detection, this despair ignited my mission today. Over 90% of cancers can be successfully treated if detected early. However, for most cancers like esophageal carcinoma, the symptoms in its early and the late stage are nearly invisible. And by the time most esophageal cancer patients experience the difficulties in swallowing, the cancer has already advanced into late stage. In 2023, there were 605,000 new cases of esophageal cancer and 577,000 new deaths globally, indicating a shockingly high mortality rate even when compared with other cancers, as the 5-year survival rate for esophageal cancer still remains below 20%. The current primary tool, early endoscopy, has many drawbacks, such as its invasive, expensive, and uncomfortable characteristics that leads to a significant low adoption rate. Looking at the disease from a public health perspective, it is without a doubt that we lack an effective early screening tool that can catch the disease early on. So, how can we change this? Well, my exploration begins with a simple observation. In my hometown, Shanxi, a region where the incidence rate of esophageal cancer remains strikingly high, I volunteer at a local hospitals and notice that many esophageal cancer patients also have severe oral health issues such as cavity and gum infection. So this made me wonder, could the bacteria in our mouth be connected to the upper digestive cancer in our digestive tract system? Based on this, I have reached out to the Oncology Research Center at the Shenzhen Bay Laboratory, and with the mentorship of Professor Cheng and Dr. Ding, we have launched a microbiology study aiming to further unravel the connections between oral microbiome and the cancer in our upper digestive tract system. We have relocated our team to Changzhi, a prefecture where the prevalence rate of esophageal cancer significantly surpassed the national average. I was tasked with household visits, and for weeks I have dedicated myself to communicating with local villagers, understanding their eating habitat and life habits. And in the process of collecting saliva sample, I was shocked by not only the oral health condition, but also the structural inequality of access to oral health education, best oral hygiene practices, and even preventative medical examination. That's why I further confirmed that fulfilling this health economic gap for our research was the right thing to do. Our study has recruited a cohort of over 800 participants and collected their saliva samples. For bioinformatic data analysis, we have successfully identified the bacteria fingerprint specific to the esophageal cancer. Based on this, we have also developed a non-invasive early detection model and are now transforming it into a simple, easy-to-use test kit prototype. Users don't just need to go to hospitals. By just simply provide with their saliva sample, we can efficiently, accurately, and affordably assess individuals' high risk of esophageal cancer. Just imagine what this means for over 400 million of high-risk individuals over the age of 40. It means that people can now proactively assess the risk of esophageal cancer. It means that true, precious endoscopy resources can be reserved for those who truly need the medical examination. And even most importantly, it means that we are now taking a solid step toward meeting United Nations SDG Goal 3 through reducing cancer mortality rate. From my grandfather's spy to a research insight, and all the way here standing today to share our innovation with you guys, I had always believed that the true value of a sustainable technology lies in its ability to protect the lives of those we love. We may not be able to eliminate the threat of cancer completely, but we absolutely can make cancer a manageable risk. Let us help you find it before it hits you, and early detection, your best protection. Thank you.